Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is TweaK here, back again with another little gun guide video fresh off the M4 guide. We're going to jump straight into the brand new gun, the MK47 Mutant, which I am predicting now is going to be the new meta gun. It is without a doubt up in the S tier along with the M4, the HK. I suppose you could put it up there with the SA58 for the people that enjoy running those guns. I don't personally like the SA very much, but it is definitely amongst the top best guns in the game. Now, you might be asking me why. We've had AKMs in the game forever, and those haven't really been competitive rifles in the meta for a really long time. Well, I will tell you, it's because we now have a 7.62 rifle that is basically an M4 as far as the way you can mod it, the recoil that it can get down to, and the ammo that you run in it is absolutely bonkers. Like, the beams you can get out of this gun, the ease of control, and the ammo that you put into it, you're going to put anybody on their ass in the blink of an eye. If you're using BP rounds, you're going to absolutely shred people. If you are using SAIAP rounds, you probably don't even need to pull the trigger and they'll die. I am telling you, this gun is a monster. Whether it's in CQB, whether it's at long range, you can use it for shooter board in heaven, you can use it for scab bosses, you can use it for end game PvP, you can use it for labs, you can use it for whatever you want. No matter what the situation, you can run the Mutant. It is an absolute beast. Now, I have the build here. This is the build that I have gone for. I'm going to give you guys a look at the stats now. So here's the Mutant. We're sitting at 38.5 ergo. That is with a 73 round drum mag in it, but if we put the 30 rounders into it, as you can see, the ergonomics jumps up to 55. So I'm going to leave the drum mag back in it for the time being. We've got a vertical recoil of 41. We've got a horizontal recoil of 105. We also have a fire rate of 650 RPM. Now, this isn't the early sort of gun build for the Mutant. I will show you guys that after. This is just the build that I put together, and this is just one I've been running, and I think, I mean, as far as quote unquote like best in slot, or you know, the meta MK, this is probably about as close as you're going to get. We could do the same thing we did with the M4 build, where we could put an RK2 on here and then we could put a PRS stock on there as well, but it would absolutely demolish the ergonomics. And to be honest with you, I just don't think the gun needs lower recoil. I really don't. You guys will see now. I feel like some people watching this who might not have watched Tarkov content in a while, or you guys haven't seen the Mutant, but you guys remember using 7.62 guns for your quests and knowing that they had tons of recoil. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shoot at this dude's head here. And I would just like everybody to know that I barely moved my mouse whatsoever that entire time shooting those 73 rounds of 7.62 BP ammo. I'm actually not going to move my mouse at all now, and I'm just going to aim center mass on this guy. I'll just hold my mouse up here. This gun is insane. People have asked me, is this gun gonna get nerfed? When I was using the not so, you know, perfectly built one, I thought, nah, this gun's fine. And then now that I'm using the perfectly built one and it's, you know, absolutely zero recoil, I'm thinking, you know, maybe it will get toned down just a little bit. However, we're not going to know for a while. It's going to be, you know, a couple of weeks, maybe a month, before we start seeing a lot of people using this gun, and then we'll know whether or not it's a little bit, you know, too OP. But honestly, when people say stuff like that, I look at the fire rate and I think, how does it really stack up against an M4 with 995 or a HK with 995? And I'm sure it will compete. It's a very, very hard hitting round at a decent fire rate with zero recoil. But time will only tell how fights are going to go, you know, what matchups work, what matchups don't. But I think the Mutant, whether you're running like a scope on it, whether you're running a 1x on it, you can use this build on like whatever map you want, whatever task you want, whatever you want to achieve for that day. You know, you can just like easily snipe with it. The reset time on it's insane. You can tap it so fast, and there's just, yeah, the speed it just comes back down at is just absolutely bonkers. And then even like, you know, at that range, just like shooting center mass, you can actually see my mouse on the screen there. So if you want to go back, and you can look at how little I was moving my mouse there just to control that. This gun is absolutely top notch. So I'm going to just show you guys the preset real quick and show you guys some other options that you can run with it. So I have the Valde on it, or you can run the Romeo, or you can obviously run whatever optic you want on it. You can even put the new little thermal on it if you like. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but I think it's kind of cool. I think it's a funny little addition to the game. So we're running the 409mm barrel. There is the 254mm barrel, which some of you are probably familiar with. You do not get the 409mm barrel until you unlock mechanic level 4. So you are going to be either buying it off the flea market, which is incredibly expensive and I wouldn't recommend it, or you might get lucky and find it in raid, in which case I'd say sell that shit on the flea market and wait until you're mechanic level 4, because you don't really need the long barrel for this gun to be great. As far as grips go, we're running the shift grip on there. We have the CMMG low profile gas block, which is the only one you can use on there. And then we have the 3-part SRD suppressor, which has proven time and time again to be, you know, one of the best suppressors in the game now. And it just offers so much recoil reduction. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, it's got all 3 parts on it there. The only thing was, I was wondering if we could run the BMD on this, but I don't think there's any way we could put the blast mitigator on it. And even still, I'm pretty sure that the SRD suppressor, at least the 3-part one, would probably be better anyway. And then, of course, on the side here, we have the M-Lock 2.5 inch with the X400. Obviously, you can use whatever tactical device you like. At the end of the day, that is absolutely up to you. On the back rail here, we've got the M-Bus, of course, for the extra little plus one to the ergonomics, which, you know, isn't important. Totally up to you. We're then running the 73-round mags, or you can just run the 30-round mags. Either or is fine. I like running the 73-rounders because, personally, I just think it's fun to rattle off 73 rounds downrange on people. And then we're running the advanced buffer tube with the MOE and the MOE butt pad. And then we were running the Lancer LCH 12.5 inch M-Lock handguard, which you guys might recognize from many SR25 builds from last wipe. There are a bunch of other handguards and stuff that you can use. However, the this one is the best one because it offers the most ergonomics out of all of them. The rest of them are more or less the same stat wise, except for the smaller one. So you can, you know, you can use these other ones if you like. It's all personal preference. You know, if you don't mind losing that little bit of ergonomics, it is completely up to you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab a stock Mutant, and I'm going to show you guys another build, and I'm going to show you how much this gun costs to load out in this configuration. So here we have our totally stock Mutant. We get the little stat screen out of the way. Just going to open my best in slot build for it. We're just going to hit assemble, and here we have it. This is the total price for the build. We're looking at just shy of 50,000 rubles and 1,300 USD. And then you are looking at about 80,000 rubles base price for the gun. So the gun itself is pretty expensive. You can find the gun on the flea market. However, the gun is going to run you probably an extra 20 to 30k on the flea market. There is a chance as we get later on into the wipe, we might find the gun cheaper on the flea market, but I can't say that now. It might just stay at the price that it's at because the trader price is so high. So we will just have to wait and see. So I'm just going to quickly grab a little preset here. Actually, I'll show you guys. I had a little early game Mutant build. Yeah, Mutant early. Here it is. And this is pretty much all I did. So this is a stock Mutant. I did stick the SRD on there. And I was running the shift grip. However, instead of that, you could probably just put like a mag pull on there. You don't even have to run the Graal S. You could literally just put like, let me see. We'll stick a battle grip on there, and then an MOE stock is early. Colt buffer tube. We don't even have an advanced buffer tube on there. And then what we'll do is we will just grab like, we'll stick the old Lantac Dragon on there. You can find these on the flea market. They're not very expensive, and failing that, you can just use the Atlas. I believe one of my first builds was incorporating the Atlas into it. And we're not even going to change the handguard or anything else like that. So this is just going to be a little cheeky little like a CQB Mutant build, which costs, you know, absolutely nothing. 7,000 rubles, $450. We're going to hit assemble. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab Romeo, slap that on there. And then let me just fill this up with some BP. Go to our shooting range, because the power in my hideout has just run out. Please ignore how dark it is in here. So we're going to turn our flashlight on. And as you can see, the gun is still an absolute laser beam, which is insane. All you have to do is just pull down a little bit and just go. The only thing I will say about this gun is that for this configuration, I would probably not bother putting a scope on it. You could put a scope on it, but if you're in CQB, if you're one of those people that likes to use canted sights, I would definitely recommend putting a canted sight on there. However, I think it's best used in this configuration with a 1x on there. If you're using this big boy, you can obviously use it at long range if you like. However, this one spraying at long range is a little bit unruly, but again, at the end of the day, it is totally up to you. So guys, that is the new CMMG Mutant, brand new to Escape from Tarkov. There's like a cheap little budget build for yourself. And then this is the more or less meta one, which we are going to be seeing. I'm sure the recoil can get way lower. However, lowering the recoil, you're sacrificing ergonomics. And I know a lot of people enjoy having more ergonomics on their guns. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below. I would very much appreciate it. Let me know how you like to run your mutants. Let me know if you've run the mutant much. Have you had any come-ups with it? Have you killed anybody using it? So guys, please make sure to hit the old subscribe button, like, comment, all that kind of juice. Hit the subscribe. Make sure to check out my Twitch. Check out all the other social medias down below if you want to keep up with me off stream or on stream. And yeah, leave your video suggestions down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, my dudes.